Right, here I'm making the right hand side panel. It's probably the easiest panel to make. Well, it is the easiest panel to make on this particular shed. Just working out the spacing for the studs. We've got 45mm studs. There's 4 of them. Take the 180 away from the 2010, which is the length of the side, which is 2.1 minus 90. Divide that by 3. It gives you a spacing of 610. I'll just mark them quickly on there. Then I'll use a square just to mark the lines onto the top rail and the bottom rail together. I don't normally work that fast, I've speeded this up slightly. What I was doing now, I was just putting the good side to the top, which gets cladded. Sorry, the bad side to the top, the good side inwards, which you'll see from inside the shed. Just any bad knots or anything like that, I'll just put to the top. It's not necessary, but it's just something I'll do. And just nail the top rail on using the same marks. Just replicate the bottom. I'll square that up with a big steel square. It's just some 2x2 angle welded on a right angle. Just make sure it holds it all nice and square, and then you can parallel the 2 end studs and brace them. Just pull that in nice and tight to the square. I'm just putting an angle brace in now. I'll do this, I'll just put one on every panel. It really helps with the strength. It really stables it up. To put the framework together, I use 90mm ring shank nails. You could use screws, but you need to pilot the frame so it pulls in nice and tight. But the nails are good. Screws ain't as strong either as nails. Screws tend to snap. You know, I'll brace that. I'll screw the other side on, and then I can push or pull it and screw the closest side on the actual square to make sure it's exactly parallel. I'm using a pneumatic nailer here. It's a coil now that takes ring shank galvanised nails. They're 38mm. The cladding's 15mm. So you've got plenty of nail going into the actual frame. Obviously all this cladding was pre-cut. Put 2 nails in each stud and then 1 nail into the brace, the angled brace. Now I'm pulling the cladding tight. It's got quite a high moisture content. It's recently been tannalised, so it's impregnated, it's pressure treated, and it's quite fresh. So it'll allow for, if it was dry, I wouldn't pull it tight. I would leave a slight gap for expansion. Now the cladding's on up to roughly halfway. That will hold all the studs straight, so I can take the brace off. There should be 18 strips of cladding. And the last one, I'll just run the ton off the last one. So it's all worked out, so it's literally just that ton you can see there, the thin bit. I run that off, so it finishes at the top with the thicker bit of the cladding. What I'm doing there on each one, I'll wipe the ends off. When I cut these, I always cut it with the ton facing the saw. If you cut it with the groove face, or it's not a groove, it's a rebate. If you cut it with a rebate facing the saw, the burst out of the wood, you can't wipe it off, or you can, but it's harder because it's underneath. So I'll just wipe them splinters out. Not that it makes a lot of difference, but if you get a bit of timber in between and it's on the same side all the way up, for argument's sake, you could end up 5mm out by the time you get to the top. I mean, it's happened before. This is all from just experience. I did do a video of me making the front panel, but my camera died, and then I thought, because I was going to show how I'd work the apex out, like the pitch on the roof. I always do a 3/12 pitch, that's quite simple, but I was just going to show how I do it and how I cut it and everything else. The camera died on the last bit, and then I thought, oh, that's all right, I'll show you, I'll do the pitch on the back panel. And then the same thing happened. I did try and I did sort of like catch it, and then I stopped and started again, so I may be able to get that on there. I may be able to put another video up and to show that. That's the last one going on now. I'll just mark that on the back, and then I'll take it to the table saw and I'll just run it off onto the inside of the line. So as the roof comes down with a pitch, the rafters don't actually sit on the cladding, they'll sit on the frame. This took a bit of time. When I went to the table, so I'd realised I'd parked the forklift in front of it, so I had to quickly move that. There you go, it's the last one going on. See, once it's all cladded up like that, the frame comes off and it's just dead square. The sides are dead parallel. It just makes it easier when you come to bolt the shed together. It just goes together so easy. I've had that frame for probably about 10 years now, but I didn't used to use it. I didn't used to have one, and it used to all be done by measuring corner to corner, and it was a nightmare. You move it and the panel twists, and that's it. That's how I'll make a panel. Thanks for watching. I'll try and get the next video up.